My name is Linda Coffin. I'm a bronze associate based out of London, Ontario, with my lovely husband, Bill Suchek, in the back on the video. We have been in Max for about 2 years now, and the products are exceptional. The opportunity is over the top, and we are very much passionate about both the products and the business. I have the opportunity to introduce our first speaker this evening. Over the next hour, we're going to be sharing some information about Max International, in addition to some testimonials, which you'll find very intriguing. So I have the distinct honor of introducing our first speaker this evening. His name is Mike Lebrun, and he is married to his beautiful wife, Lynn, and has 3 children and 2 precious grandchildren. I hear that's the riches. He's been in business since he was 21, and he sold the largest Carlton franchise at age 35 and officially retired. He's been in network marketing for 22 years and has been with Max since its inception. Please join me in welcoming Double Diamond, Mike Lebrun, to the stage.
So, first of all, my name is Mike Lebrun. My wife, my beautiful wife, Lynn, signed you in when you came in. We come from a small town called Alexandria. How many people know where that is? Whoa. Hey, I feel privileged. You know where I live. It is so small, if you close your eyes, you miss the main street. That's how small it is, okay? Population never changes. I've been there for all my life, and it still says 3,000 population on the sign. The sign is getting really old, okay? If you're here today, I was where you're sitting 12 years ago. I got a phone call, and the phone call went like this. Mike, there's a company opening up in Canada. They've got one product. The product changed my life. The product is what the body needs to heal itself. I'm listening to this guy, and I'm like, wow, this makes sense. What is it? He says, you know what? I'm trying to buy some, but the guy I bought the product from, his phone number is no more good. My wife Googles the company, or whatever you call it, on the internet, because the internet just started 12 years ago. We found the founder of the company. I call him up and end the story. I'm here 12 years later. But I tell you this for this reason only. About 3 months supplies of this product. One for me, one for my mom, and one for my mom, my wife, and me. I did not have a product experience for 72 days. Or 70 days, I should say. My mom and my wife, 72 hours. How many people agree that's fast? So profound that this room is about 100 feet. My wife could not walk this. Her story in a few minutes. But bottom line is this, is that when 2 people you love, one give you birth, the other one you're married to, happy wife, remember this, boys or men that's in the room, happy wife, happy spouse, you get to keep the house too, okay, just to let you know. But bottom line is this, is that if you're here today, maybe you're looking for something. Maybe you're looking to get better health. Maybe you're looking to make money. But we're going to show you a very short video that's made by our own Canadian government. Where are we today? Canada. That we know that when people die, the last 10 years of their life, they're going to live in diseases and disorders.
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide. The average Canadian will spend their last 10 years in sickness. Change your future at makehealthlast.ca.
How many people agree with me that when you're 20 years old, sometimes your parents will tell you, don't eat that, don't do that, it's not good for you. Anybody can really say that their parents have told you that, right? Don't eat that, it's not good. It's not when you're 20 years old that you're going to think about yourself, oh, you know, it's okay, I'm going to live really, really long. It's when you're my age, and some of you are going to get to my age. I know everybody here is a lot younger than I am. But I'm 52 years old. And at 50, I said to my wife, I'm just starting to live. How many people here take a supplement? Just show of hands. How many people? Before you got involved in Max. I will tell you, my wife, since I've been married to this incredible lady, she made me take things every single day. I didn't know what it was, but I know that I could trust her because she was my wife. So, maybe you're here because you want to break free of something. Maybe you don't like your job. Maybe you don't like your boss. Maybe you don't like to be in that cubicle right beside that same person who has that same paycheck but does have the job you do. How many people know those kind of people? Right? I don't know, but it's a walk of life. We had a party at her house last week. We had about 80 people and had that conversation with about a dozen employees for the government. They all told me the same thing. We all get the same pay, but the other people don't do what I do. I do 10 times more than the other people. I'm there an hour before and an hour after, but your boss doesn't care. You're a number, right? Your employee number so-and-so. Number two, when you take a look at this, come on, baby, is perhaps you want to be super healthy. Perhaps you want to jog more. Perhaps you want to take the time to go to the gym. So I will tell you that 10 years ago, I never went to the gym. But in the last 10 years, it's been part of our lives every single day. Last night, we went and walked for the first time with our 2 grandbabies. I'm a grandpa. I'm so proud to say you 2.5 times. Some of you are going to figure that out later. All right? So welcome to the future business of Max International. See, the power of this business, it can be done in your living room. It can be done on an iPad. I do more Skype calls now than I do one-on-ones face-to-face. I sign up more people on a Skype call or on a webinar than I do face-to-face. 10 years ago, I'm not shy to tell you that in the first 2 years, I put 300,000 kilometers on one of my vehicles. Today, it's good if I put 40,000 kilometers on my vehicles, on one of my vehicles, just because we take a lot of vacation doing business at the same time. I can tell you this right now, doing the business that you're looking at today is 10 times easier today than it was 10 years ago. Because online, offline, face-to-face marketing, everybody, people will buy this product because they know you, love you, and trust you. They will go through brick walls because they know that you are the person that you are. 3 visionaries. When I say visionaries, I was talking to Joe Wojcicki several times this week, and I said, Joe, I'll be 21 days. My wife, my incredible wife, lets me travel for what we need to do for this business. And between June, July, and August, I will only be 21 days in her home in 90 days. I'm over 61 days out of her house in different countries. Now, I will tell you this, that 5 years ago, I wasn't traveling like this. I was traveling maybe 5 or 6 or 7 times, 8 times a year. But this guy right here, Joe Wojcicki, he beats all of it. He's going to be 2 months on the road with his 14-year-old daughter. 14-year-old daughter. He's going to go to many, many, many countries before he gets back home with his 14-year-old daughter. And I was talking with John Winterholler. Can you imagine that young girl, the pleasure she has of traveling worldwide with her daddy at the age of 14? How many people agree? That's incredible. How many people think? My daughter's 15. We're going in 2 countries with her this year in October and September. She's 15 years old because she homeschooled. This gentleman here, he was a Manhattan lawyer, $650 an hour. He quit his job. His mom said, "You're doing what? You're going to go work for a network marketing company?" Mom, you have no idea. This product, the science, the background is second to none when you understand. Now his mom says, "Man, you are so smart. You did that best decision." Why? Because he sees globally the impact that this gentleman has done. His boss at the time, Jim Stravelia, again, lawyer, Pepper Hamilton, New York law firm, $650 an hour. This gentleman saw that Joe Wojcicki said, "Bye-bye, Jim. You're my boss. Bye-bye." Jim said, "Where are you going?" Remember that when we were hired to get that company for Max International called Celgevity for the Nagasawas, "I'm going to work with that company. Are you serious?" A couple of years later, Jim Stravelia now is the president of our company. Him again is on the road for the next 5 years, 70 years old. But you know, the 70s today is the 40s of today. Larry Lowe, he worked for a lot of big corporations, Chrysler, GM, Ford, Madison Avenue, New York City. He's our marketing director. He flies all over the world and does a lot of videos for us. So all the tools that we have, second to none. Why? Because Max International went and got the best of the best to really capture the audience, the people, the wisdom, the stories that you can see online. We wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be for these 2 doctors. Now, I will tell you that how many people here have ever met Robert Keller before he passed away? Look at his CV. I'm not going to tell you. You can read it yourself. But this is the guy who started it all. And as he was expiring, that means dying, he had a rare disease. He was only supposed to live a few years, but he lived 7 years past of what he was supposed to live. He was introduced to Herbert Nagasawa. And when the two geniuses met, it's like two lightning, two voltage. And Nagasawa said to Robert Keller how he discovered D-ribose and L-cysteine. And Dr. Robert Keller, I still remember saying, Mike, I'll tell you, he says, I never thought of it, but I should have thought of it. But this guy's a genius. No, they're both are geniuses. And you're going to hear from an incredible lady in about 2 minutes the science. And you're going to be at the edge of your seat to know that we, not a pharmaceutical company, a nutraceutical company, has hired, or I should say, gotten the patent, and we own it. Nobody can buy this product. Worldwide, we have it. This is our advisory council. And I will tell you, these guys and ladies are worldwide. And we come out with a new product, and there's a few more that's not added on this list. But when all these people come together, they formed Max International. They're guided Max International for Cellgevity, Infuse, ATP, Max 357. And it's made to be the company today. Only 5, 6 years ago, we were doing $2 or $3 or $4 million. Last month, $6, $7, $8 million. Why? Because of where we're at. Because we decided to expand into other markets. You build locally. You understand how we are. It is going to be a cinch for you to build this. And is there going to be work together to do? Yes. Now, why did they come together? Two biggest global concern. Can you say global? It's a concern. People go to bed at night, they think of two things. Oh, how am I going to make more money? And how can I stay alive longer? I say to my kids, how many people got kids? I say to my awesome 3 kids, our awesome 3 kids, because she made them. I just helped. And I say to them, I said, you know, I want to live till 120. 120. Your mom is going to live to 120. You might have to say, Dad! You might have to scream a little bit. Maybe I'm going to have an earring aid or two. But bottom line is this, I want to live. If you put it in your mind, would you agree you can accomplish anything? So these two guys, these two biggest concern is declining health. We know there are over 80,000 chemicals in our air, water, and food. Today, you got to realize that if you live in the city, I know that where I was born is one of the worst city waters you could ever drink, but it passes safety. How many people agree that when chlorine water is not too good? Yes or no? No. Okay, I live in a country. I can tell you when I take my cup of water, I know I can drink it. There is no chlorine in that. What about over 200 foreign chemicals found in human blood? You could be, I'm laughing when somebody says, oh, free-range chickens. You know when those planes go over you and they take that toxin out of those planes? Do they go, is there a halo over your chickens? Because they have to follow over there, right? Would you agree that even those chickens are maybe tampered? We could ask our scientist right there. He would say yes. Am I correct? Because there's not a halo over those chickens, right? So today, an apple today is not an apple that we had 50 years ago. We have to eat 5 or 6 apples to get the same nutrient as that apple 5, 6, 10, 15 years ago. Second is global financial crisis. Poverty level, high employment, loss of opportunity. And that's global, folks. Lynn and I have traveled in 21 countries and talked about Max International. And I will tell you this, we're going to do more and more. But understand is, if you're here, now we're going to share with you the science. Now, this young lady, I got to tell you, I've known her for